I hate how fucking squeaky this chair is. God, this is squeakier than Choco at Red Bull complaining about the car. Too soon? Hey everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to Makeup and Motorsports, your place for hot takes about things that happen during hot laps while attempting to serve some hot looks. Today, I decided to do something really fun. We're going to talk about drivers as cosmetics. But before we get into our foundation lap, before we get into the look of the day, which is going to be a Pirelli tire inspired look, we're just going to sit and reflect on the fact that this past week has felt like 4 months in the Formula One world. We have a complete grid for 2025, which did make me have to change a couple of videos upcoming. So there's that. Here is what I will say. I've been very open and honest about my opinions when it comes to Red Bull and Yuki and Checo and Liam. And that aside, I'm excited for Isaac Hadjar. Like, kind of excited for him, not gonna lie. So I hope the safety cars are ready. Now let's get into formation. And we're back. Foundation lap, formation lap is done. So I present to you the Formula 2025 grid as cosmetics. Plot twist, I started my entire makeup look over because I didn't like how it was coming out and I started to get a little too mean. I don't want to ever be mean. I just want to be silly. So, that being said, let's start after doing this really simple smoky look, which I literally just used like a nude, a brown, and a little bit of black. And then I popped a little silver on the inner corner. So do your favorite, like, simple little wash of color moment and then add a little bit of pop of a metallic in the center. That's the basis for the eye look on this. Today, we're going to be talking about the Formula One 2025 grid as makeup products. Will this build an entire makeup kit for you? No. Will this still be funny and silly? Yes. Let's get into it. Starting with the back of the grid. You're thinking to yourself, Carlos Sainz, that's a former Ferrari boy. That is a really, really talented driver. And I agree. That's why I made sure that Carlos Sainz is a MAC Viva Glam red lipstick. It's a smooth operator. That shit gets this job done. It doesn't matter what edition it's in. It will always be that girl. Now, you can use a little dotting tool. You can use a pen. You can use a water-activated eyeliner to draw out your little tires, if you will. Next, you have Alex Albon. Now, Alex Albon is a Milk makeup multi-stick. You probably ask yourself, why is that? It comes in a bunch of different styles. It sometimes works its best, but doesn't quite add up. And sometimes it just breaks. It happens. It's still a good product. And it is one that Lily uses in her makeup looks, so that might have something to do with it. Next, let's move on to the Kick Sauber team. First up, you got Nico Hülkenberg. I love me some Nico Hülkenberg. I'm hoping that this is the year we finally get to see a Nico Hülkenberg podium. And for that reason, Nico Hülkenberg to me is a MAC World lip pencil. It is been around for a while. It is a lot of people's like tried and true go-to. It is fantastic. But it's never gotten hits like that bitch moment. And I'm hoping that it finally gets its that bitch moment this year. Now, on the other hand, you do have Nico's teammate, the F2 champion, Gabriel Bordelot. Now, to me, Gabriel is an AboutFace liquid eye paint. You're probably asking yourself, why are you saying that? AboutFace is like an F2 equivalent brand. Not quite in the mainstream, but still very much beloved. Comes in a bunch of different colors and finishes. And this shit sticks. Now we're just waiting for it to also have its moment in the spotlight. This is where shit gets complicated. Lash glue, a wax pencil, and 2 and 4 millimeter rhinestones. That is literally what makes this look. With each of these is going to be a tire from the Pirelli line. Next, let's move on to the Haas boys, since we're talking about Nico, and Nico won my heart at Haas. So, if we're talking about Haas, we're going to talk about Esteban Ocon. For me, Esteban is a ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. It has had its moments. It is definitely sometimes out there. It is a favorite. It may not be the most bougie, expensive product out there, but that shit will make an impact, and it will do it with pizzazz. Now, his teammate, on the other hand, to me, Ollie is, I swear I don't love MAC. It just has great examples for this. Ollie is MAC Painterly Paint Pot. It was the OG for a moment. And honestly, it has been a solid product for a long time. Is it always going to be the star of the show? No, but it will be fantastic support. Fantastic support. Speaking of the Frenchman, let's move on to Alpine. Now, Alpine, we've got Pierre Gasly. Pierre Gasly to me is a Laguna NARS bronzer. Hear me out. It's tanned. It's kind of exotic. It's a little bit expensive. It sometimes can look murky, but in all honesty, blend that shit out and it's good. And while it may be a little bit more on the expensive side, it doesn't make you look like you just spent a shit ton of money. It just makes you look good. Just like causing $0 worth of internal damage to your car throughout an entire Formula One season. What? Now, Pierre's teammate is a rookie by the name of Jack Doohan, my little Aussie boy. Here's where Jack falls for me. Here's where Jack lays for me. Jack, to me, is an ABH brow pencil. A little bit on the expensive side sometimes. Kind of came out of nowhere where it had this big fucking moment and everyone was always talking about it. But now people constantly doubt it. And they haven't even given it a fresh chance. Now, let's move on to Racing Bulls or Visa Cash App, RB, V-Carb, sugar-free Red Bull, whatever you want to call it, it will be Racing Bulls. Starting off with the star of the show, truly, is Yuki Tsunoda. Now, I have two words for Yuki Tsunoda. Lip venom. I'm talking that vintage 90s lip venom that everybody knew and loved. It was spicy. It was plumping. It got the job done, but people doubted it constantly. But you never once heard somebody say that it doesn't deserve to be a makeup product. Maybe if it was in a different packaging, y'all would appreciate it a little bit more. Now, Yuki's teammate, which was just announced, is Isaac Hadjar from Formula 2. To me, Isaac, I need to learn more about this man. But from what I have seen, specifically, Monaco Tunnel is all I'm going to say. That shit to me, that's expensive. That's quiet luxury. That's a Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched moisturizer. That is a staple foundation that honestly, you pay a little bit of extra money for, but it makes everything else look good. It sets everybody else up for moments. Now, let's move on to Aston Martin. I will say, when I first decided to do this video, Aston Martin was the first one that I came up with. It might be the most harsh, but at the same time, I think you'll have to, and I quote, hear me out. Fernando Alonso is Maybeline Great Lash. It has been frowned forever. Your mom's loved it. Your grandmother loves it. Your auntie loves it. Your little sister loves it. It will always work. It will always be around. Do some people wish it would change its packaging so that it could have its flashing moment in the sky? Absolutely. And who knows, maybe this upcoming year we'll get a rebrand of it. But that shit will always get it done. And if it doesn't, it'll tell you, hey, it's dried out. Hey, you need to clean off your wand. Teammate, on the other hand, Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll is a Kylie lip kit. And you're probably saying, you're just saying, no. Let me explain. Lance Stroll is a Kylie lip kit because while it is money made, it is a younger generation's favorite, which to some people, they don't understand, they don't get, fine, whatever. You do you, boo. They still work. It may not be my flavor of favorite. It still works. Does it break sometimes? Yes. Do you sometimes wonder if you're actually getting your money's worth? Yes. But it's still a decent product. I think if it was done by somebody else, nobody would have any problems with it. Let's move on to Mercedes. Now, Mercedes this year, yes, we had the big change. We have no longer a Lewis Hamilton Mercedes. We have George Russell and Kimi Antonelli. Now, I'm going to ask you to please hold my hand And just know that this is not meant to be mean. But George Russell is a Givenchy 4-color face powder. George Russell is a Givenchy 4-color loose setting powder. Now you're probably gonna have to say, what? Let me just say, multiple different facets of it. Multiple different faces it can work with. It's a little expensive. Not everybody's taste. Some people love it though. That is their luxury. And it looks good. It looks good on the shelf. No denying that. But it's a 4-color loose setting powder. You can mix it all together and you get a great color, but there are 4 different colors to it. George's new teammate, Kimmy Antonelli, the small child that he is, and yes, I can say child because I'm literally old enough to be his mother, it feels like, is a Haus Labs lip lacquer. And let me explain this. It's exotic. It's expensive. It's got a nice fresh packaging on it. The question is, will it crash and burn and get replaced with something else really quickly that we may have loved in the past? Or is it going to become one of the products where you're like, oh, let him cook. Let it live a little bit more. Let it be around for 10 years and see if it makes everybody's top favorites of all time products. Let's go to the former Mercedes driver himself, Lewis Hamilton and the Ferrari boys. Now, Lewis Hamilton to me is a NYX Butter Gloss. That is nothing to say of his expensive taste and his exquisite look sometimes. That man is a goat. It'll work in every situation. It is a fucking workhorse. And it looks good in all the different colors and packaging. So think. Lewis Hamilton, NYX Butter Gloss. Smooth like butter. His teammate, El Presidente, the King of Monaco on the grid, we have Charles Leclerc. Now, Charles, to me, is an Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. Hear me out. It's a little bougie. It's been around for a while. It's never had its moment in the sun, but that shit is a foundation to lay down any other product, any other driver, any other team. And it'll have those peaks and you're just like, ooh, that's the reason it looks so good. It's because of that foundation. I think if we gave Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation as much love as we give a NYX Butter Gloss, or we give a MAC Viva Glam, it would truly be the #1 foundation in the world. Speaking of #1s, let's move on to McLaren. Lando Norris to me is a rare beauty blush. It is a high pigment. Sometimes you really gotta blend it out after you lay it down. That turn 1 sometimes can be a little rough, but it will be a favorite. It'll win a lot of awards. It'll be loved. It'll be a little bit of like, oh, do we really need it? And all these different like spiciness levels as far as color goes. Yes and no. I still think it's a good product. Do I think it's the best in the world? No. Do I think Lando's the best in the world? That is to be determined. And my quiet cat himself, Oscar Piastri. Oscar is a NYX Epic Ink Eyeliner. Smooth, quiet, unassuming, gets the job done, makes it a point to know that it has not come from just humble beginnings. It has been trained into this beautiful, beautiful eyeliner. It comes in black and brown and other colors. You can try it in the liquid. You can try it in that. And it will be good no matter what. Now, lastly, we're going to talk about Red Bull. I don't want to hear about how you're pissed about a certain driver being there and other drivers not being there. That is not this video. This video is talking about what the current drivers are as far as cosmetic products go. So let's start off with World Driver Champion, Max Verstappen. Max is Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. You're probably asking yourself, why are you saying that? 1, he stays up all night. 2, people think that it's the Urban Decay name that makes that setting spray. No, baby. Look right on there. It says by Scandinavia. That shit has good foundational elements. And it will work its goddamnedest to make things stick together and pull everything together, even if the rest of the look is falling apart. That being said, Liam Lawson was a road lip kit. Influencer loved, kind of new on the road. Some people hate where it came from. Some people love where it came from. It looks good on the grid, but the question is going to be, does it really do anything for your lips? Or is it just going to get replaced with Burt's Bees chapstick? So now that we have the Pirelli tires. You have wets, inters, the pink tires, which I fucking love, and then C1, 2, and 3s, which are red, yellow, and white. Now I'm just gonna finish off the look. Yes, this is a NYX eyeliner. You know what, even after the safety card that is having to wipe off this entire look, I'm still gonna pass the checkered flag. It's still gonna be done. So I hope you enjoyed this fun, silly little video. And thank you for almost 100 followers on. And also thank you guys for the follows and the love. We will be having more clips coming out, I promise. And who knows, there might be a giveaway when we hit 1,000 followers. So yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out. All the products are gonna be listed in the description bar below. If you think that drivers are different products, let me know. I would love to create your F1 makeup kit of drivers, if you will. Thank you guys so much for watching. Lights out, and I'll see you guys next time.